you're doing today. We're going to be going through a lower back stretching sequence today. I'm going to keep it quite short. If there are some poses that you're really enjoying and you want to spend more time in them, feel free to stop the video at any time. We're going to start on all fours today, just mobilizing through the spine. So hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Neutral spine. So when I say neutral, neither arched nor curved. Now take a deep inhale and arch your back, looking up. And an exhale, tuck the pelvis, head down between the arms, and stretch the back up towards the sky. Cat-cow sequence. Some of you may know this. Let's keep moving with the breath. Inhale, arch up. Exhale down. 3. Smooth movements. 4. Breathe. And 5. Arch up. Look up. And exhale. Lift your upper back towards the sky. Tuck your pelvis in. Imagine there's a string attached to your spine, pulling your back up towards the ceiling. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to neutral spine. We're just going to mobilize through the hips. A lot of the time, the reason that we have lower back pain is due to times of stress or tension. So when we're stressed, we tend to clench in. This is an evolutionary response. Clench in, brace ourselves. So we store a lot of that around the hips and lower back. So a lot of the time, your lower back pain is due to tension that's around the whole pelvis region. So on all fours, we're going to mobilize the hips. Bring your right knee up. Make some circles. One way and the other way. You might even get a nice pop. And the left side. Hip pop. Now take a deep inhale. Arch up. And exhale, press back into child's pose. So sit back on the heels. Bring your head down towards the ground and your arms out in front of you. Take some full belly breath. So really breathe, allowing the belly to expand. This will be helping to decompress around the lower back. So full belly breath like a balloon. If you pay attention, you'll notice as you inhale and really allow the belly to fill with air, it's releasing everything around the lower back here. Now bring your hands by your feet. Let the shoulders roll down towards the ground. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Slowly come up. Now we're going to keep those full belly breaths throughout the rest of the sequence. As I mentioned, this will be helping to open everything up. Now sitting in Dandasana, staff pose. Legs out in front of you. Back nice and straight, shoulders back. Just stay here and bring the toes back towards you. Feel the stretch down the hamstrings. So a lot of the time that we do have lower back pain, the hamstrings are also tight. This is causing tension in the pelvis, pulling through to the lumbar spine here. So we're going to stretch the hamstrings, just hold here. If you really struggle in this pose, you can grab a towel, bring it around your feet, sit here and hold, applying pressure. One more deep inhale, reach up. And exhale, keeping a nice flat back, not curving like this. We're going to walk the hands down towards the feet to the point that you feel a good amount of pressure in the hamstrings, but no pain. Hold here and breathe here. Keep the toes engaged. Inhale, look forwards. And exhale, walk down a little further. May even be able to bring the head down. Again, don't compromise the back. When we curve through the spine like this, we're putting pressure in the lumbar spine. We want to Open the chest. If you watch this way, open the chest, lengthen the back. This is keeping space through the spine here. Deep inhale, look forwards. And exhale, come down as far as you can. Even if it's only here, that's okay. Even if it's up here, that's still okay. Come to the point that works for you and hold. 10, 9, keep those full belly breaths. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I highly recommend, come back up, that you stretch out your hamstrings every day if you do suffer from lower back pain. So bring your feet in, hug your knees, give yourself a big hug, and very slowly roll onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest, tuck in, give yourself a nice big hug here. In yoga, actually, it's believed that when we have lower back pain, it represents a feeling of being unsupported. So maybe check in. Do you feel supported in your life? Are you taking on too much stress? Are you not supporting yourself enough? Might be something worth considering. Bring the knees, point them at the sky. Okay, so knees pointing straight up. I'm going to show you a little self-massage technique here. Make some circles on the ceiling with your knees. Okay, and notice that this is going to be massaging the lower back and the pelvis. You can check in what feels good for you. Make the circles as big or as small as you need. And switch directions. Make sure you've done both ways. And come back, bring the knees in, give yourself another big hug. And rock from side to side gently. Keep breathing. So notice in this pose, really bring your knees in and take a big breath. Deep belly breath. Fill the belly with air. Notice how that decompresses the lower back and pelvis. Just with the breath. Now we're going to keep that right knee in and bring the left knee out straight. The left leg out straight. Really hug that right knee into your chest. Keeping both hips on the ground. Okay, hold here. Squeeze. One more deep inhale. Now exhale, holding the right knee with your left hand, you're going to bring it across the body, all the way down onto the ground, on the left side here. Okay, deeply twisting the back. So your right knee is going to be bent about 90 degrees and your left leg is straight. Bring the right hand down to the ground over on the right side and look at your right hand. Now gently apply pressure with this left hand onto your knee. So you're trying to bring the knee down to the ground with a little bit of pressure mindfully. And notice how this twists through the back. Keep breathing. So to increase this, the feeling of pushing this right hip away from you to create space. So you want to keep that right hip moving away. And full belly breaths. Really squeeze out the spine. Anything that you might be holding on to that is not serving you. Okay, bring it back. Bring that right knee in for a moment. Squeeze it in. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to switch sides. Bring the left knee in. Right leg is straight. Hug it in. Squeeze. Really bring that knee in towards the chest as much as possible, even if it's up here. And that left hip is pushing down to the ground. Stretching out through the hips and lower back. Keep breathing. How are we feeling? Inhale and exhale. Bring that left knee down to the ground on the right side. And twist. Look over your left shoulder at your left hand. Feeling very nice. Again, keeping that right hip down. That left hip is moving away from you if you watch and maybe see this side. So to create space here in the spine, which may be feeling compressed in the lumbar region, that left hip is going to push away. Even use your hand. Okay, bring the knee down on the ground if you can on the right side. And look over your left shoulder. Breathe, full belly breaths. Few more seconds. And bring it back. Left knee in, give it a squeeze. And both knees in, give yourself another hug. So you can also roll forwards and backwards along your spine. Another free massage. All right, next stretch. We're going to be working a little bit more into the hips. As I was mentioning, hip tightness and lower back pain are very much related. So that left leg is going to be straight up, toes pointing at the ceiling. Okay, bring the toes back towards you. The flat of the foot points at the ceiling. Bring that right foot, place it on the left thigh, not on the knee. So if you look down at your legs here, you should see an upside down 4. This is figure 4 stretch. One that we may know from any sports that you've done in school. Okay, so looking down at our figure 4, we want the right knee to be moving away from the body, not bringing in like this. So the right knee is pushing away. Now, bring your right hand to reach through the gap. Take a hold of the back of your left leg with both hands. And now bend the knee. This is acting as a lever to bring everything in towards the chest. Hold here, feeling a deep stretch through the right hip at the side. Keep those full belly breaths. To increase this, just bring everything in towards the chest a little further. Be mindful not to place any pain in the body. We don't want pain, just pressure. You can also use this right elbow to gently press on the right knee, pushing the right knee away from you. So that bringing in and turning out of the right knee will be increasing the stretch very nicely. I'm feeling this. Been doing a lot more running in lockdown in the UK. Let's hold here. Deep breaths. Really use your breath to open up the back and the hips. A lot of the time we're tensing and even not allowing the breath to circulate around there, and that's just increasing the feeling of stress, tension. Use your breath, invite everything to open up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Just bring both knees in. Just give us a nice little squeeze and rock from side to side to avoid any tension. And switch sides. So right leg straight, left foot comes over. Left knee is moving away from the body. Left hand comes through the gap. See easier from this side. Reach around. Bend that right knee using a lever here to bring everything in. And again, you can use that the left elbow, you see from this side here. Just gently pressing the left knee away from me while I bring everything in for a nice deep stretch. Just feel what is working for you, what feels good for you. Some full belly breaths. Maybe a little quiet time, just to relax and enjoy. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. So remember, you're welcome to come back to these stretches. So another good hip stretch that works for the lower back is Pigeon Pose. So this was a video that I posted this week. I'll link it in the description. So exactly the same, let's say, muscle stretch as we've just done here in the figure 4 stretch, but slightly deeper. Okay, so circling the knees here, just mobilizing everything. When we do stretch out the back and the hips, it does tend to cause just a little bit of stiffness just while we're releasing everything. Hey Maggie. Okay, so bring both feet up here, pointing at the sky. We're going to come into Plow Pose. So for those of you who know it, keeping both legs straight, bring the hands down. You're going to bring the feet down towards behind your head, and the legs come down towards your chest. Now, if this is too much, you can simply hold here, hold the backs of your legs and bring them in, okay? If you're comfortable, you can bring the legs all the way behind the head. Okay, so the legs come all the way down behind the head. Now bring your hands to your lower back. Lift the lower back up towards the sky and walk your shoulder blades together. Okay, hold here, breathe here. Hands to the lower back. If you're struggling to breathe in this pose, so we want to walk the shoulder blades together so that the back of the neck comes off the ground, just freeing up the windpipe. Now relax and breathe. This is a full stretch down the hamstrings, all the way down the spine, the whole back side of the body here. If this is too much, I'm just going to show you a variation that you can do. Okay, so using any sofa or beds or anything like that, what you can do, if you weren't able to bring your feet down into full plow pose, you can bring them back and rest them on any firm object. So sofas work very well, beds work very well, okay? And then hold here. Again, lift the hips up towards the sky and walk the shoulder blades together. And stay here. You can bring your hands to your lower back to support. To increase this, you want to make sure that the toes are engaged, just as we were doing in the forward bend. So flattening out the feet. Hold here, breathe here. If you're in full plow pose, enjoy that. A few more breaths. And very slowly come down. Bring the back down onto the ground. And knees to chest, rock from side to side, forward and backwards. We're going to do one more stretch to finish. Bring the feet up at the sky, separate the knees slightly, and bring the knees down towards the chest. You can hold on to the feet and pull the knees down so they come underneath the armpit. Your back stays on the ground, your hips stay on the ground. Happy baby pose. So if you're in this pose, you'll know why it's called happy baby pose. Babies like to play with their feet. So you're welcome to play with your feet and enjoy the feeling of being a happy baby again. To increase this, we take an inhale and an exhale. Bring the knees down closer to the ground. This will be releasing everything through the lower back. And as always, remember those full belly breaths. Okay, so to finish, we're going to bring the knees in, rock from side to side. Massage the lower back one more time. Bring the knees over to the left, look to the right. Nice hip hop there. And bring the knees over to the right, look to the left. Very slowly and mindfully, you're going to roll over onto your right side and come up into a seated position. So how are we all feeling? I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you got some relief. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be making regular yoga videos and mindset videos to help you through this time. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Keep smiling, keep breathing. That's all that you need to do. Lots of love, everyone.